Hello audience. Here we go, Fiat 500. The Fiat 500 is one of those rare cars in the world that is not just a car but a cultural statement, an icon that has transcended generations, borders, and trends. When we think of the Fiat 500, we don't just imagine a little city car rolling down the narrow cobblestone streets of Rome or parked stylishly by a cafe in Milan. We think of an enduring story of Italian creativity, design, and ingenuity. The Fiat 500 is a car that has stood the test of time, one that has reinvented itself while never losing the essence of what made it special in the first place. It is small, compact, cheerful, stylish, and full of character. But more than anything else, the Fiat 500 represents freedom, accessibility, and the joy of mobility. To talk about the Fiat 500 is to talk about how a car can become a symbol of national pride, a design masterpiece, and a beloved companion for millions of drivers across the globe. The story of the Fiat 500 goes back to the post-war era. Italy in the late 1940s and early 1950s was rebuilding itself from the devastation of World War II. The people needed affordable mobility, something that could give families and individuals the opportunity to travel, to work, to dream again. Cars at that time were often too expensive and out of reach for most ordinary Italians, so the demand was clear: a small, economical, and reliable car that anyone could afford. Fiat, being Italy's largest carmaker, understood this necessity better than anyone. They had already experienced success with the Fiat Topolino, which had been introduced in the 1930s, but by the 1950s, the world was ready for something new, something even more accessible. Enter Dante Giacosa, one of the most brilliant automotive engineers of his time. Giacosa was tasked with creating a car that was not only compact and economical but also practical for everyday life. What he came up with would go on to change the automotive landscape forever. The original Fiat 500, affectionately called the Cinquecento, made its debut in 1957. It was an instant revolution. At just under 3 meters long, it was tiny even by the standards of the time. But inside that compact package was pure genius. The car was powered by a small 2-cylinder engine mounted in the rear, producing just 13 horsepower at first, but it was enough to get the car moving through the narrow streets of Italy's bustling cities. Its top speed wasn't high, but it was never meant to be. The Fiat 500 was designed for the people, and what it offered was more than enough: cheap running costs, low fuel consumption, easy parking, and a surprising amount of practicality for its size. The styling of the Fiat 500 was another key to its success. With its rounded shape, simple yet elegant lines, and cheerful appearance, the car had a personality all of its own. It looked friendly, approachable, and full of life. In a time when cars were often serious, boxy, or utilitarian, the Fiat 500 stood out as something different. It was playful and stylish.